Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we're gonna do a vlog today. We're gonna do something a little bit different. I am in desperate need of an apron, and I'm gonna challenge myself to find one in my town. I live in a very small town. There's not a lot of shops, so I'm looking for like a salon type apron, either leather or faux or something that can stand up to like salon water bathing, especially in dog grooming. I have a place in mind. I'm gonna try them first. It's a Sally Beauty Supply store, I think. So we're gonna go there, try them, see what they have. And the challenge is to not get this from Amazon or like Hobby Lobby. That's the challenge. So let's go see what we can find. Alright guys, we have success. I was able to find this one. I got, it's waterproof and chemical proof, which the chemical proof doesn't really matter to me. I mean, I don't really work with any chemicals that's like concerning in any form or fashion, not like hair chemicals because I work with dogs, but if I do ever dye a dog, then I assume this will probably resist the dye. So yeah, pretty cool. It's very bright, which is okay. I like bright. I like chrome stuff. I usually do pink, so that's like my brand. It's red and pink and black. So yeah, couldn't have done better. It was at Sally Beauty Supply store. And then I also got something else for myself. I should not have, but I did. I couldn't resist them. They're little, it's a little chihuahua. I don't know if it'll focus, but this is really cute. I've never had an all tan chihuahua. I've only had chocolates with sable points. And sable points are just like where they have like the tan eyebrows, the feet. Like I had white socked ones too. Like when mine chihuahua, he had a white spot on his chest. But yeah, I couldn't resist. It's too cute. So this is great too to have on the salon anyways, because you can actually get hair splinters and stuff out of your hands. So very excited for that. But yeah, we did it. First try. Very nice. So I will upload this video, and any groomers out there that you're looking for a store that you can get like some things from, if you do live in a dry area for grooming supplies, Sally Beauty Salon. We'll keep going there to kind of see if I can get like a few other things too. And then I'll give you guys some updates. So if you do have one in your area, then you can know as a dog groomer, you can get some stuff from there. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you all. Hey guys, welcome back. So update on the apron. It is not waterproof. So I'm going to take it back to the store and get a refund for it, and then probably do some research on trying to find a place that would sell waterproof aprons. Sadly to say, this challenge did not go quite as I expected. And it's very sad because this like has all kinds of crazy claims, and they're not at all what they say they are. 2 bottom zippered pockets, polyester, foil laminated fabric, chemical, and waterproof. It was not waterproof at all. Water went straight through it. It was really poorly made. It still had like testing fabric on it and stuff, so very sad. But we're gonna go ahead and return it, and then we're gonna try to find an alternative. I am going to look a few more places today, and then we're going to see if we can't find anything in town. If not, then we'll sadly have to maybe go to Amazon. But we're gonna start there, so let's do it. Hey guys, so update on the apron. Sorry, I just got off work. Couldn't find one, so I went to an actual pet store with like grooming supplies. They didn't have anything. There's not really any other stores that are gonna have anything. The aprons are gonna have. The other stores I saw It would just be like cooking aprons. So I think that this is something, because this is something I want to talk about, especially as a dog groomer. I am not afraid to let people know that I'm very progressive, and I unfortunately do have to use Amazon a lot, especially as a dog groomer, a trades worker, especially in the state I live. Even on a W-2, oftentimes many things we have to provide. Really, mostly all they provide is like the little things like ear wash, eye wash, shampoo, yada yada. But tools, brushes, aprons, items that are your regular use, right? Not single use, for your regular use, you have to get on your own. And when you're on W-2, you are not able to, tax write that often anyway. I believe the only way you can do tax write-offs is it meets the minimum, which maybe some people meet minimums. I don't. Minimum's pretty high. And I think that's something to be said about American taxes in general, is it's a completely different bracket if you're on W-2 and you're meeting that deductible. So unfortunately, I think our next course of action, we do a little more research, and then unfortunately it will be back to Amazon. I did not want to go to Hobby Lobby because I do not support them for a multitude of reasons. I will not give them my money. But Amazon unfortunately may have won this round, and it's something I want to talk about, kind of trying to be a more caring groomer. And I know that like people will say, oh, we'll go to groom shops online and stuff like that, which I can do that as well. They have smocks, they have aprons, things like that. Oftentimes the issue I run into with those is either you have to have a work address or an LLC, or they're very heavily priced, which is fine. If you want to spend that money, you're more than welcome to, but especially, I'm not just starting out in grooming. I've been doing grooming for 3 years now, so I'm somewhat established, especially in my small community. But imagine you were a new groom student and you didn't. And this is something to be talked about. In America, wages are at an all-time stagnant. The job market in America is very poor right now. Trades work is largely where you're going to see a lot of heavy hitter people, especially if you're trying to escape poverty. You're going to go into trades work, especially if you weren't able to get a college education. And even with a college education, I'm hearing a lot of people say now they have their college educations, they're going back to get certifications because their degrees are not getting them hired. And that's just a fact. It's very clear why America has become this way. I will not say it on this channel, but there's one person in charge passing bills and putting executive orders in and things of that nature. And there's only one person you can blame at the end of the day. As a trades worker in America, I not only feel like it's my duty on this channel, but I'm someone, I want my channel to not necessarily be educational, but to open a door to things to show people a very dark side of America. I come from poverty, and I have escaped poverty. It takes everything in my power constantly. I hate to use the word hustle culture, but it almost is that way, to make sure that I stay above, and that line just keeps getting closer and closer, right? It used to be 20,000, 19,000 was pretty much poverty. Now, really, 25 to 30 is still in there. I know people 45, you're okay. So, and that's a low number where, I am, but what it takes to live here is more than that, but that's all they're paying here. So trades work oftentimes, especially commission things, are something that people gravitate towards. So a very serious note of, it's very sad the state that America's in. We need to fight and resist against, but we also really need to take back the idea of small business consumer. Very much so. It would be lovely to see more shops open up, and I am not ignorant to the fact that that is not a one and done thing. I am very aware of the fact of a $50,000 loan taken out, personal, private, even maybe you do something against yourself. And the reality that is very sad. If you don't make that, you could lose your home. You could lose everything over trying to make something. And small businesses are getting hit, I believe, some of the hardest they've been hit in recent years, because the minimum just keeps raising. And when you're a small business, you don't run on those same big inflated numbers. People are saying, oh, bring in $1 million, a year. You can't guarantee that every small business does that, and that number is not just as this easy number that everyone thinks of. So it hurts me to see it. I had a lot of confidence coming into this as well too. I really thought, I was like, oh, I'm sure a couple stores I'll find something. That's not crazy, right? There's painters, there's artists, there's groomers, there's salons everywhere. This is something that you can find and do. And that just wasn't the case. It was a very harsh reality. And to see how much of a desert, I suppose is the best word I can think of, to see that there's such a desert of retail that you can't get kind of a pretty basic item. There's something to be said about that. But I'm going to try to do a little more research, maybe see if there are specialty shops in my area. Maybe I'm just missing something, maybe some small mom and pops, businesses, something. I see a lot of salons, I see a lot of hairdressers, I see a lot of dog groomers, not a lot of shops. So I'm curious to really see maybe if I'm finding a desert. I'm really curious to see if I find a trades desert. Because here, there's welding, plumbing, HVAC, gas. Even if you're a commercial or if you're private, you very easily can get your hands on most things. This is something that I'm seeing. And oftentimes, in those trades works like that, when you get out of school, like plumbing, electricians, all that, you get a toolbox that they give to you, or you get tools and things like that. So, grooming, oftentimes it's just the shears you get and the clippers you get, and usually they're not that great, and you just make it. You gotta make it. So I'd be curious to see what else we can find. But we'll try to do an update video. I'll probably post this video just as the first one that we did fail this challenge. I'm willing to take a hit. I'm not afraid to say I lost. I'm humble. So we lost this challenge. We were not able to find a waterproof apron in a shop, brick and mortar, without going to Hobby Lobby or going to Amazon. I'll see you on the next one. Hopefully we'll have a more positive update on this soon though. But thank you all for watching. Bye.